At the age of 21, Callum Hudson-Odoi has already got 4 seasons under his belt at Chelsea, but in those 4 years he's only appeared 72 times with just 4 goals. Some would say a massive underachievement. Lots of managers have come and gone from Chelsea. Maurizio Sarri had a lot of time for Hudson-Odoi, giving him some serious game time, but since then he has definitely fallen down the pecking order. And of course, in the real world, Callum Hudson-Odoi has moved over to Bayer Leverkusen, which is a great move in my opinion. So we're going to jump into Football Manager to sim 3 seasons to see if we can rebuild Callum Hudson-Odoi. Let's go. And here is the man that we will be spending the next 3 years with, Callum Hudson-Odoi. He's worth a very healthy £60 million on a very nice wage, contracted for 5 years, and unlike the real world, he's been on loan, of course, to Bayer Leverkusen. We've just moved him across for free, and we're going to see how that career pans out. To start with, we need to maximise Callum's potential, and the best way to do that really is to look at his strengths and where we can slot him into a tactic. So the first thing to note is that Callum is a very universal player. He can play on either side, even back to right wing back, which I wouldn't necessarily do. He's stronger on his right foot, so cutting in would do very well, but he is adept also on his left, so he could play on either wing as an inverted winger, a winger, even an advanced player with his technical ability. But for me, my opinion, my humble opinion, an inverted winger on support is what is best for Callum, and I'll tell you why. We're going to look at his strengths to start with. Obviously, his physicals, his acceleration, agility and pace are fantastic for this role. He's going to get past the defenders and get into very dangerous areas. His weakest area, without a shadow of a doubt, are the mental. So this role really just latch on to the good ones amongst that bad batch. Composure of 14 is very decent at this level. Decisions of 13, off the ball of 15, and vision and work rate of 14 also would lend itself well to this position. And then technically, Callum is decent. There are some glaring gaps in his game defensively in particular, but the areas that we're going to focus on with this role, he's good at. Pretty much 15s across the board, apart from those long shots. And the key to this, the support role. We want him to give the ball to other players. Sadly, he doesn't finish. 9 finishing, 8 long shots, positioning of 9. They're just some worrying stats of a player that really isn't going to get in the right position and finish the ball. So we want him to stay out wide, cutting inside, ideally in the channels between the centre backs and the right backs, and getting the ball in the box for the strikers. So if we move into the development tab for Callum Hudson-Odoi, there's 3 areas here I want to focus on. Position, like I said, out on the left hand side, inverted winger on support. If we move on to the attack mentality, anticipation becomes a very big part of it, because he is on the last line of the defenders, and 10 isn't good enough for this level. And as well as that position, we're going to give him an additional focus of shooting. Now what I like about this is it gives us the 3 areas of improvement, 2 of which are dreadful. Regardless that he's on this support role, he will find himself in positions where he's going to score goals. So finishing of 9, long shots of 8 are very poor. Let's get those up. And technique is probably the most universal stat in this whole page. It will link into everything, so the higher we can get that, the better. And to complement those weaknesses, we're going to look at this trait of placing a shot. What I like about this is that with a composure of 14, decisions of 13, that should help the finishing bump up a bit. But rather than just smashing the ball hard and wide into Rose Ed, we're going to ask him to place it. Gently tap it into the bottom corner, get your goal and get out of there. So this is Callum's position. Let's see how that sits in with the tactic. And the tactic we're going to use is one I've had a lot of luck with on my channel. It is a 4-3-3 if you will, but there's a lot more to it than that. Hudson-Odoi will sit out on the left hand side here, of course as the inverted winger of support, but he will have a lot of options at his disposal on the inside. Mr. Hlozec, or whoever we play up top as the advanced forward, is going to move into the channels and provide great opportunities for assists for Callum. Palacios and Virtue is a wonderful player in Football Manager. These Mazzalas are going to be popping up here, offering options and late runs into the box for Hudson to pick out. And with the attacking role of Diaby on the other side, he's going to be kind of hanging around the 18-yard box, so in theory he should have a choice of 4 players to aim for in the centre. And with the inverted wing backs on attack, they will also be bursting into the box with those late runs, so Hudson will have 200 people in the box to aim for, so assists for days. Now the instructions I put into Callum may kind of go against what I'm saying explain, but it works in this tactic. Roam for a position and sit narrower. He's not going to be central, but he is going to be between the right back and the centre back. This is where we want him, through this little channel here, and getting the ball into these areas for the players. This tactic is available on my own channel. I'll pop a link up in the corner right now. If you want to download it and give it a go yourself, it is very good indeed. But enough about me, back on to Mr. Hudson-Odoi. One more area we need to look at. Determination, 10. That is terrible. That needs to be a lot higher, which would complement everything else and make sure that he's determined and hard working on that pitch. And a lovely way to bump that up off the bat, if we go up to overview and send on a leadership course. We want Callum to bump up that determination. If he can sit alongside some players of good mentality and determination, that could get up to a 12 or a 13 with ease. Okay, let's jump to the end of the first 2 seasons and we'll see how he's done. And season 1 is in the bag, and Mr. Hudson-Odoi has had an absolute stormer. 45 games, 13 goals, 20 assists, and an average rating of 7.4 is amazing. Really happy with the amount of assists. If we take a look at the goals across, Patrick Schick has rocked up with 22, and these performances have led Bayer to 3rd in the table, which you'd say is a little bit disappointing, but 20 wins from 34 games is not bad. We're in the Champions League, and it's great to see that Callum features twice, once in average rating 7.43, and he's top in the assist charts. Get in there, son. Taking a look at his profile pic, we can see he's still doing well in the inverted winger support role with 4-star current ability, 5-star potential, and his stats are going up nicely across the board. One thing to note, Paris Saint-Germain want him. We're going to keep him here for another season though, and let's see how he does in season 2. And that's season 2 in the bag, and Mr. Hudson-Odoi has had another baller. 48 games, played a few more, 8 goals, bit less than last year, but 21 assists. Again, he's becoming the assist king of the Bundesliga. Worth between 60 and 78 million pound. Callum did stay at the club even though Paris Saint-Germain was sniffing around, and we're glad he did, because he's an absolute baller. 2 seasons now and he is bossing. His stats seems to have leveled out a little bit. 4-star current ability, still 4.5-star potential, but in terms of his traits, nothing is stuck. We've asked for 2 now and he's not gained a single one, and those performances for Callum have helped him lift the trophy. We've got a cup in the bag, a quarter-final knockout with Barcelona in the Champions League. That is respectable, and 2nd in the league. We pushed Bayern all the way, just 4 points in it, and our trophy win was particularly special for Callum. Look at this, 93rd minute free kick, top bins. Get in there, son. Right then, Callum, season 3, let's get into it, boy. Right, from the training perspective for season 3, we've got 2 things in the mix. Try killer balls often. I want him to actually make some really deadly balls into the box and cross in. Crossing at 15, technique at 15 are good, and the assist he's getting, he's clearly put himself in the right position, so this is what we're going to get him working on. Probably a good time to look at the team. Tactics haven't changed at all. We've stuck with this one because it's working well, but the team, oh my days, look at these names. We've got Solé in there, Miranda's come in, who's a brilliant left back, Vitinha up top, by the way. He's going to have a great season with Mr. Hudson-Odoi setting him up, and Yasin Adli for this Mazzala. Oh, we could do well this season. Let's find out how it goes. Okay, stop the count. We've got the best season yet. 42 games, 20 goals and 17 assists with a 7.56 average. Callum has had his best season yet by a long time, and wow, okay, 2 things jump out to me. He's one of my Barcelona, but even bigger, look above that, he's with the bloody England squad. Disappointingly, Callum is still on 3 caps. I want him to get some more. That's a big aim of mine. And after a season with these stats down the bottom here, you've got to think he's in with a sniff. Technique's bumped up to 16, crossing still on 15, finishing has gone up to double figures, and determination has crept up a lot as well. These mentals, they're climbing as his confidence is growing. So let's see how this performance is done for Bayern across competitions. Ho ho ho! We've got more trophies. The Super Cup is in the bag, but even more important, we've won the league, and we've won it at a canter, beating them by 9 points. And if you look at the league positions here, we haven't faltered. We've just dominated it entirely. And looking at the performances across the board, Mr. Hudson-Odoi, the best performer in the entire league. Get in there, boy. So let's get into season 4. I genuinely don't know if he's still going to be here. He's wanted by Barcelona, and they've been sniffing around for pretty much the whole season. So let's have a look. Dates the 15th of July. The Euro Championships have just finished, still on 3 caps. The whole tournament went, England's runners-up, didn't get a single game. God damn you, Gareth. Barcelona still want him though. And we've got a trait in the bag. His killer balls are finally working.
That's what she said.
Oh, come on. I'm on a screen right now and I'm so happy. Callum Hudson-Odoi, my God, we've rebuilt him. The boy has become a superhero. He only went to Barcelona and look, 5 caps for England. He's finally in the mix and he's doing very well. He's on over £500,000 a week as well. This boy is doing very well. After that brilliant season with Bayern, he went on to Barcelona and he hasn't had his best season, but still a 7.35, rocking up with 7 goals in all competitions and 11 assists. And it's Barcelona, man. man. It's safe to say we have rebuilt Callum Hudson-Odoi's career, and in real life, if he can have as good as 3 seasons here, or even one of these with Bayer Leverkusen, you'd like to think he's going to come back to Chelsea, a better player, but I would like him to go elsewhere.
If I was Hudson-Odoi, I wouldn't sign. I love the fact this lad hasn't signed a contract because he wants to play.
Leave Chelsea, mate. Stay with Bayer for a few seasons and then see what happens. Maybe Barcelona come in and give you £500,000 a week. So I hope you found that a success. I think we rebuilt him very well indeed. Comments down below if you agree with me, and more importantly, who would you like to see rebuilt next? Let us know some superstars of world football who you feel are just wasting their talent at the club they're currently in. No doubt there's hundreds out there, and one of those, Balama. Check out this one. It is amazing. I will see you in the next video. Take care.